In this video, we are going to see what is missing data, what is outlier, and how to handle missing data and the outliers. You may have your data well completed, like we have our variables IT, gender, score all completed, although one have zero score, but it's a score and not missing data. So in this case, you don't have any problem. But imagine like here, we don't have data. SPSS just put a dot. And maybe here, you don't have data in this variable. Okay. And yes. And now we have missing data, so to analyze them is difficult if you don't consider them, so you need to be careful. Now what to do? You may choose to remove these you may decide to remove the missing data. Okay, so we have two types of remove of those missing data. One is the listwise. Listwise means it will remove the whole variable, the whole row. It means it can remove this because we don't have here data, and it can remove this row because we don't have here data. Okay, this is listwise, so that every variable is equivalent to another. But a pairwise, it's when you need to analyze only score, then you can remove only this row that corresponds this score. So this one will not be removed, okay, because you only need this score variable. Another way of handling missing data is called imputation. Imputation replaces missing data with a value, and it is allowed in data analysis. Mostly we use average of the scores, and we replace to missing data. We do this so that to avoid reducing data, because sometimes you may have a lot of missing data. So if we remove them, then we don't see the impact of the data. That's why it's allowed to replace the missing value with average score. All right, now let's see how we do. You can see we have empty here. We don't have a score. So we need to go to transform and replace missing values here. When we come, so we need just score to replace score. If you need gender, then you can. If you have another variable, then you can. So in our case, we have score. And by default, it will give another name here. And you have a main method, mean of nearby points, whatever. But by default, we use series mean. And OK is open. Then you can go ahead and hit OK. Never mind of this. We can just go back in our data. So we have created another variable called score1, and where we had a missing value, we have got a new value. All right. So this is how we replace missing value using imputation method, and it is allowed. All right. Now let's go to outlier. how do you identify outlier? Outlier is a score which is not in a range. Let's say the score have been the marks have been scored over 1 out of 100. Okay, we have 0, we have 50, we have 99, we have 100. But imagine this student may have 9997, right? You see, when you have a large data set, you can't see, right? That's why you need to check. You go to graphs, you go to legacy dialog and use a box plot. Simple, yes. Now here you can choose summaries for group of cases or summaries of separate variable. Let's use this one. We don't need to include other variables. Just see it as a whole, then define. You can see the score if we need, but here I'll just use the score 1. It's where we have 997. Here we have, and just option what we said, exclude cases listwise, or exclude cases variable by variable. No, never mind. And just OK is the open. You can hit it, and we need this figure is a box plot. You can see 9 over there. 9 means student number 9 has is outlier, is out of range, is out of 100 range. Okay. All right. So now you see how to detect the outlier. Now, how can we avoid it? We can avoid this through many method, but most effective is just what you have seen of filtering data. We come here, data, then select cases, then you can define it. All right, you can say our variable is this one. We can say this variable we need only score which is less or equal than 100. Okay, continue. Then you can delete unselected case, whatever you want. It's clear. We see we have it here. We are going to delete it. If you hit OK, then you can come back here. We no longer have that variable. We have just score under 100. Okay. To check again, you go to graphs, legacy dialog, box plot, define the same. It's there. Then, wow, we have our box plot very well looking under 100. So guys, this is how we handle missing variables, missing values, and the outliers.